what a game. Massive credit to the All Blacks. Started off like a house on fire, finished the game off like a house on fire. All credit to the All Blacks for this one. A massive win for them. As a Springbok fan, I'm irritated with that performance. Irritated with the fact that in the first opportunity that the Springboks got, entry into the 22 of the All Blacks in the biggest game of the year, the biggest game since the 2023 Rugby World Cup, the Springboks go and do a midfield line-out. First opportunity they get to score points, a midfield line-out. Really? That's what it's come to? Surely there's more than that. But before we get into it, as always, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this game. What did you like about the All Blacks performance? What didn't you like about their performance? What did you like about the Springboks performance? And what didn't you like about it? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And let's just get straight into it. All Blacks, like I said, started this game like a house on fire. Come out absolutely firing. What you expect from your team or your country or the team that you support to come out and start the game off like that. Force the error early on, kick the ball down, get a line out. From that line out, crossfield kick that no one was expecting. Narrow-eye gets it. Full body nutmegs Willie Leroux, goes through his legs, stands up, dummies Cheslin Colby, scores in the corner. Start off the game. High intensity, execution, pinpoint. The first opportunity they get, they score points. Their man, Beauden Barrett, starts the game really well. Pinpoint cross kick, like I said. Then, right off the next opportunity he gets, smacks a 50-22 left foot with his left foot. That's equivalent to Johnny Wilkinson's right foot drop goal in the 2003 World Cup final. Beauden Barrett, left foot kick, banana kick, 50-22, line out again for the All Blacks. Off the top, Wallace Titi inside, Will Jordan next to the post or under the post, goes over to score. That's two opportunities, half opportunities that the All Blacks get, and they score. Clinical. That's what you want from your team going into one of the biggest games of the year, one of the biggest games since the Rugby World Cup 2023 final. And on the other hand, you've got the Springboks, the first opportunity they get, if you count that first one as a knock-on, when the All Blacks ended up getting the line out and then they ended up scoring, that you can count that one as one. The next opportunity they get in the 22, a line out, a midfield line out. Tupavai comes in, disrupts it, knock-on. What? Is it arrogance? Is it we think we're that much better than you that a midfield lineout is our first option or point of attack when we get an opportunity in this big, massive game that you go to a midfield lineout? Are you serious? Are you serious? Am I crazy? What are you getting from a midfield lineout? I think they've just got into the 22, so they're 22 meters out. The maul from a normal line-out has been shocking for the Springboks. They go for a midfield line-out. What are you going to do from a midfield line-out against the All Blacks? Like, it blows my mind. What is going... Guys, and I posted it on Instagram. I said, if the Springboks ever do another midfield line-out, I will no longer be a rugby fan, because that is not innovation, my ass. That is not rugby. What the... Anyway, we're getting to that still. I'm still sticking on the All Blacks. Guys, I'm keeping my cool here. This is me being cool, all right? Okay, so still on the All Blacks, like I said, very, very clinical. Just converting every opportunity they get into points really well. Bit of disruption early on. Narrow-eye goes off. D-Mac comes on. It almost worked in their favor because he ended up kicking a few penalty goals. And his air, like going up in the air and making those catches, really good. Outstanding D-Mac was, because they shifted Will Jordan to the wing. He played fullback. On the aerial battle, I thought technically All Blacks played it really well. Instead of every time going up to contest like that, they would almost run past the contest and collect the tap back. They did it a couple. Wallace Atiti did it once in a line out. The ball went over the 15-meter line. He went through and he disrupted the line out like that. Then a couple times, I think Finlay Christie got one back like that. There was a few times where instead of going up for the ball, they went past the contest and went for the Springboks to knock the ball back, and All Blacks would just take it from there. So very technical, very good like that. They also, what they did really well was disrupting Springboks rucks. So when All Blacks were defending, going at those rucks and trying to counter ruck and putting a lot of pressure on Grant Williams so he doesn't have time to take his time to make the box kick or to clear the ruck, applying a ton of pressure there. So Springboks then have to get more numbers to the ruck, or they lose the ball, or the ball just gets or it's just ugly. You know what I mean? So All Blacks did really well in that regard. I thought Tupovai was immense, just into everything. I questioned that selection of dropping Fabian Holland and starting, and starting Tupovai at lock, but it played out really well because he was physical and he was into everything. Really good at lineouts. He disrupted the Springboks lineouts well. So did Scott Barrett as well. And that partnership, it worked really well to disrupt South Africa's lineout and just across the park. Very physical. Absorbed a lot of the Springbok pressure in that second half. The All Blacks just took it on. Yes, gave away a try here or there or a couple penalties, just absorbed that pressure. But again, worked their way down, and that small opportunity that they got, they turned it into points. They first get the penalty from D-Mac, kicks it over. The next time they get down there, they set the line out. Don't score off the more few little phases. They draw defenders in, play it out wide, and you've got someone, Kuntupai, 100 and whatever kilos, running straight like that. You're not stopping him there. Kuntupai crashing over to score there. And then the Centurion, Adi Savia, the biggest play of the game in the 78th minute, makes a turnover. In the most brutal, the most physical, the most high demanding game in your life, 78 minutes into it, you have been battered and bruised. You've made a ton of tackles. You've made a ton of carries. You make a turnover at the death to pretty much win it, to seal the win there. Adi Savia on his 100th game, fantastic. He was 10 carries, 3 defenders beaten, 11 tackles, 2 turnovers. And one of those turnovers was vital. It was game-winning. 78th minute, Springboks were punching that All Blacks line, and Savia made the turnover there. Outstanding. And well done to the All Blacks. Defended their asses off. Well done to the All Blacks. Over to the Springboks. I wrote you a story of missed opportunities and poor execution. Missed opportunities and poor execution. Lineout is a problem. Our lineout was a problem. So let's go do a midfield lineout and lose that as well. Yuck. Oh, the midfield lineout sucks. It's the worst thing ever thought of. Oh, it worked for Paul Roos, my old school at under 14C. I think that's the team who did it. It worked there. It doesn't work at international level. Oh, the attack was one-dimensional, one-out runners, and not executing their plays at all. Let's talk about entries into the 22. The first time they enter into the 22, midfield lineout, get the ball turned over. The second time they enter into the 22, they go for a grubber kick in behind. Damien Dallander grubber kicks. There was 3 players waiting at the back there of All Blacks to collect that ball. The third time they enter the 22, knock on from Grant Williams off the line out. Then the next time they get an entry into the 22, free kick giveaway at a line out because they're taking too long for their call. They go into the second half, next time they enter in the second half, ball held up over the line. Again, after that, obstruction off the back of a line-out. That's 5 or 6 times entering into the 22 and just not executing or turning the ball over. Poor execution, giving the ball back, not good enough. Not good enough. In these big games where it's fine margins, you only get small opportunities to score points. That's 5 or 6 times the Springboks entered into the All Blacks 22 and coughed the ball up, gave the ball back. No cohesion, no timing on their plays. Basics just non-existent. Not good at all. And to think that Springboks only lost by 7 points, that's probably the positive to take out of this, is that they were so poor on their execution of plays, but they still only lost by 7 points. They still found ways to get back into the game, like that scrum to set up Malcolm Marx' try. That scrum was, holy, where was that all game? Kwagga Smith picked it up off the back of it, goes close, and then Malcolm Marx scores there. Huge effort as well to get back into it for Reinach to score his try, just physical, manning up. But the game was lost already, let's be honest. The game was lost. I'm still shocked about that midfield line-out. I don't know if I mentioned it enough in this video. Am I crazy? The first opportunity you get in the biggest game of the year, the biggest game, and I've said this already, but I'm going to say it again, the biggest game since the World Cup final 2023, the first entry into the 22, you do a midfield line out. Come on. Like I said, very one-dimensional on attack. It looked like, apart from the forwards coming around the corner and taking one-out runs, getting met defensively by the All Blacks, there was not much else. There wasn't much else. The backs didn't know. Andre Pollard didn't have his best game as well, because he was also trying a lot. He's looking up, there's no one there, throws the ball out into row F at one point. No one running onto the ball. Damien Dallender tried his ass off. No one else helping him out. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's not much. Not good enough. Like I said, is it arrogance to do stuff like that midfield line out, and then to miss 5 or 6 other opportunities to score points when you enter the 22 after that? Questions need to be asked. Questions need to be answered. It's not only the players now. Now you start looking at the coaches. I don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction here, right? Because we know Rassie, what he's done and what he's doing. Well, we don't really know what he's doing. We know what he's done. But moving forward, things have to change. Everyone knows now how to play against the Springboks. They're going to kick if you can win the aerial battle, if you can disrupt their line out, if you can match them physically and just hold out, you're probably going to win the game. That's what it seems like now. And again, it is 1 versus 2, so I'm not taking anything away from the All Blacks. They fully deserve this game. Fantastic. And just dismantled this Springbok team, right? We saw how the Wallabies done it as well. This year, 2025, has not been good for the Springboks at all. The best game they had was versus Barbarians, who were on the piss for 2 weeks leading up to the game. Things need to change. Questions need to be asked and answered. Again, the one positive the Springboks can take out of this is they had that many entries into the 22. They played that poorly, or their execution was that bad, but they only lost by 7 points. That's it. There's no other I don't see any other positives coming out of that game. Am I being too critical? I don't know. But as a Springbok fan, I expected more from this game, and I was irritated by that performance. Springbok fans, what do you guys think? All Blacks fans, what do you guys think? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.